Looks like we have sound. Video good. We will give it a minute for people to get notifications, and then we're going to take a quick walk through some of the holiday kits that are available, and then we're actually going to do a very quick layout and demonstrate the card and layout spacers. So I hope everybody is having a good Saturday. I hope you had a fun Halloween last night. We did not get nearly the number of trick-or-treaters we usually get, so I've got a ton of candy left, and I am not happy about it. But that's just how it goes some years. And I think the last time it was on a weekend like this, I think we had the same issue, but I honestly don't remember. So if you are here and you can hear me, please drop a comment in the chat, say hi, and yeah, we'll get going. Okay. So I, as you know, have released a couple of Christmas projects. I had a couple of Halloween projects. Just wanted to show them. I haven't been live for a while. Like I just have not had time. And I need to get back in that groove of doing that more often, but here we are. So we've got two different Halloween kits. One of them is with the Halloween Junk Collection from Photoplay. And if you have not heard, Photoplay did very unexpectedly shut down here a couple weeks ago. Actually, the day that happened, I was coming home to reorder the stuff for this kit to restock it. Hey, Coco. And on the way home, stopped at Mom and Me Scrapbooking here in Salt Lake and was talking to one of the ladies up there, and she told me that Photoplay had shut down. So I have one of this kit left, and that's it. It's gone forever and always, unfortunately. So this one was just kind of a fun one. The paper is just fabulous. I am so in love with this paper, and it's just so sad that they are gone. I do have their Christmas junk collection. I will be doing a kit with that one as well. Hey, Pam. I will be doing a kit with their Christmas junk. I'm getting to that one. I'm actually working on Christmas in the City right now. And I'll show you a little sneak peek at part of that one here in a minute too. And then this one just opens up. And of course, if you have not purchased one of my kits, everything you need is included. You provide adhesive and your basic tools. All of your cardstock, chipboard, pattern paper, embellishments, ribbons, magnets, all of that is included. So, yeah, so that's just, but one of these left. So if you want it, grab it, because then it will be gone. And I will not be parting with this sample because I love this paper that much. The other Halloween one I have is a much more whimsical, fun one. Doodlebug, as you know, did not do a Halloween collection this year. Simple Stories did one that I didn't totally love, and then Echo Park did, I think there was a Cartabella one that was okay, and then Ghosts and Goblins, which is what I did with this project. This one is super easy. It's not huge. It's 7 by 7. This cut apart, I don't know why this cracked me up. Like when I was flipping through the papers before I started decorating the album, I was like, oh my God, that's going on the cover with all the little skeletons. It just, I don't know. It just tickled me. But again, this one is super easy. I've got some different elements in this one. So we've got a pocket here, and that actually opens up. We've got the little belly bands to hold pages closed, just because I don't know. I'm kind of like on a kick with that element lately. It's just fun. This one slides out. So this is actually open on the ends to slide down to hold that whole little section closed. And then it just goes back on like so. And what am I caught on? Because it's not on right, that's why. slides down. We've got another pocket back here. So that just kind of repeated, and then flaps and a waterfall and whatnot. So this kit, I do have like 6 or 7 of this one left. But again, this one I won't be restocking just because, you know, it's Halloween. Halloween craft-wise for me is like my absolute favorite. The other one I just restocked this week. So this is my Christmas in July kit. The albums are identical. You just, when you order it, you pick your paper collection. So either Winnie the Pooh Christmas or Christmas Express from Echo Park. The albums themselves are absolutely identical. You get, of course, everything in them that you need. So you've got your little waterfall over here, which is a push waterfall. You've got your flaps, and if I can get a hold of it, flaps, and so on and so forth. So it does, I mean, they're absolutely, the construction, everything is absolutely identical. You're just going to pick your paper collection that you want to use for the project. So those are available. The Winnie the Pooh did sell out almost immediately when I first posted this back at the end of July, for, I think first week of August, actually. So I did restock the Winnie the Pooh one, and I still had, I don't know, 4 or 5 of the Christmas Express left. So if you want a super easy project for a gift, this is the project. Okay, now let's talk about the 2 new ones. So I posted this one a couple weeks ago, and yes, I realized I posted it in the middle of October, super early for Christmas. However, this is a big project. I wanted to have this available to give you time to, if you purchase the kit or if you're purchasing the cutting guide and doing it that way, to give you time to get this finished and ready to go in time to use it for Christmas this year. It is not a December daily. I am calling it a holiday chronicle because I don't know about you guys. The thought of trying to do something every single day that is worth recording in a scrapbook or a mini album or whatever, honestly, just stresses me out. I've tried. I have made December dailies every year. I've always gone by the method of the other design team where you're doing it in January for the Christmas that is coming at the end of that year. And I can tell you every single time, by the time Christmas rolls around and I'm, I should be using that project, I found paper I like better for that year. And so I don't use it. So that was part of my thinking in getting this out early, is you have time to get it, to make it, have it ready to go. My other thought with calling it something other than a December daily, because again, I don't have things I need to document every single day in December. We don't do stuff every day. A lot of days it's just the usual. Nick goes to school, Chris and I go to work, we come home, we eat dinner, everybody does what they need to do, and we go to bed. There is literally nothing going on that's not happening any other day of the week, any other time of year. And our holiday stuff typically starts earlier. So pre-Thanksgiving. I'm not a fan of Thanksgiving. I don't know why. Well, I do know why, but it's a long story. I'm not a fan of Thanksgiving. So literally, like, my Christmas stuff will probably go up next week. So we start doing holiday things in January, or not January, in November, that I want to record. And, calling it a December daily, to me, kind of makes it feel like, oh, well, you can't really, include those things you did in November. So anyway, this album is huge. It is 8.5 by 10.5. There are spots in here you can get an 8 by 10 picture into. It is a 3.5 inch spine. I don't remember how big my spine is on this one. I apologize. 3.5 inch spine. It is 5 pages with 5/8 inch gussets. We have shakers on the front that are set up so that, let me grab a scrap here. You will be able to slide your pictures in behind your shaker. Okay. All of that is in the tutorial. When you get inside here, we've got a 5x7 waterfall. We've got a belly band. I included, and this it was just because they were so stinking cute. I wanted to put them in the kit. I wasn't sure what I was going to do with them. The binder inserts for like the Simple Stories Snap albums. So this is one of them. They're just kind of used as tucks in here. For the most part, I did end up cutting the holes off, the ones I could. But, you know, like I said, I kind of had a vision, and this paper is gorgeous. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. Um, you're getting the full 12 by 12 collection kit plus 2 each of all of the papers in the collection kit except the tag sheet. Um, and then you're getting the solids, 2 each of the solids, and you're getting the 6 by 8 pad, chipboards, chipboard frames, and journaling bits, I think it is. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it is an absolutely stuffed full kit. The kit itself is 5.5 pounds, if that tells you exactly how much is in there. All of your cardstock, all of your ribbon, all of your chipboard. There are actually no magnets in this project. I'm not sure how I managed that because I know I love my magnets. You all know I love my magnets, but there are no magnets in this project. So tons and tons of spots for pictures. Your white matting cardstock is also included. So when I say my kit's all inclusive, I am not kidding you. Literally everything you need to complete the project, the way I have completed the project, is in your kits. Okay. So again, we've got, I'm not untying that. Actually, yes, I am, because this is like really big. So here you can put 8 by 10 pictures on these flaps if you wanted to. That's not a size I typically print, but you know, to each his own. Got another shaker that you can, again, get your photo behind. Okay, where did I do this one? Maybe this one I didn't do it that way. I don't remember. I'm not going to mess with it just in case I didn't. And then we've got more fold outs. Of course, you know, lots and lots of picture space with this one. And again, we've got big pockets. You could do inserts if you wanted to. It is, oh, Laura, hey, Lori, how are you? This is, I am not even kidding you. Design team or not, this is the single largest album I think I have ever made. I was kind of looking through like what I have displayed in my room and, you know, whatnot. This literally is the biggest one I've done. It's massive. And it was so much fun to decorate. Like I had a hard time using the embellishments because the paper is just gorgeous. So there's my tags. And that one just kind of graduates down as you fold it out. But yeah, so it's a fun one. I thoroughly enjoyed putting this one together. So, and then I tucked, you are getting the number bits in case you want to do a December daily, like you actually document everything you do during December. So you do have those if you want them. I ended up not using them. So these are the rest of those little binder inserts that we just took ribbon and just kind of made a little flip for them because it would sit nice and flat and sit in the back of the book. So that is that one. The newest kit, however, posted this morning, apparently without the actual kit being turned on my site yet, is now. This one looks big. It is not as big as the other kit. And then I'm working on a couple of them that are going to be, you know, very small, very manageable, whatever. So this is Say Cheese Classic Mouse Christmas from Simple Stories. If you know me at this point and you look at my channel, there's like 157 billion Disney projects on here because we are 100% Disney people. And I know there are a lot of people that do go to Disney at the holidays. We were going to go this year. It ended up not working out. So we are not going at Christmas. When, of course, I purchased the material for this kit, planning on what I was going to make, I assumed we were still going to go. We're not going now, but it's okay because I can hang on to this and use it another year. I could go back to the last time we did Disney for Christmas and put those pictures in it, but it is an album and a keepsake box. So you will get everything to make this box. The pieces for the box are laser cut So it will make box assembly 150 times easier, because the biggest thing when you're making boxes, particularly boxes with lids that lift off like this. Hey, Froggy. When you're making boxes with lids, excuse me, that lift off, getting them where they're not too tight or way too loose is very difficult. And I kind of went back and forth on how I was going to do this, and finally decided I'm going to pre-cut your box pieces. It's not assembled. You still have to assemble it. That is all the last part of the tutorial. But the pieces are all laser cut. They have an etching on there so you know which piece you're using where, and it makes the box go together so much easier, and everything will fit the way it's supposed to. Okay. So take the lid off. We're going to take our little album out of here. What makes this a keepsake box is this has a false bottom. So I've got leftover cut aparts and 6x8 pad in the bottom of this. This whole little piece lifts out. You can put all of your little, keepsakes and ephemera, and not ephemera. Like if you've got magic bands, if you've got, if you're gone to Disneyland for the 70th and you've got those little souvenir tickets that they're doing with the magic bands at like 6 or 7 different rides within Disneyland. If you've got streamers from like the Disney Junior Dance Party or something like that that you're hanging on to because I mean, if you're here and you're watching this, you scrapbook, you keep memories, you want to preserve the memories, and that's kind of the idea behind this project. So that is the little false bottom, sits down there like so, and then your album sits in there on top of it. And then you have your nice little lid, and you can bring it out every Christmas so everybody can flip through it. But the album is 7x8, 8 inches high, 7 inches wide. We are doing a little shaker on the front, and it's got little mouse head shaker fill that goes in here. The frame for this is also laser cut for you for this kit, so that, again, just to make it that much easier for you to put together. Used one of the foam stickers on the side there. And this one, you're getting the 2 each of all of the sheets in the paper collection except the tags, because I didn't love the tags for this collection. You're getting the foam stickers, you're getting the ephemera bits, and you're getting the sticker sheet, 12x12 sticker sheet. So when you open this one up, we've got a nice big pocket over here. This opens up and has a pocket here, and then you've got a 4x4 waterfall. On this one, I used my little like ticket stub edge corner punch for this, and I love it, but that one's like a really tricky punch to get exactly perfect every single time. So if that bothers you, do not use that punch, because some of mine, like you can see it is really well on this top one. See how this is like, it doesn't line up right. It's because of the corner punch I used, but that's a me thing. It's fine. The inserts that are in here that have the icon across the top, these are also pre-cut for you. Okay. So you've got those cute little inserts for each of the pages that has the little icon on it. Back here, this folds out. This folds out, and then we've got another pocket down here. The next page, we've got a 5x7 insert, and there's actually a little belly band on top of the big belly band. So if you've got, again, tickets or something you want to tuck in there, you can. We've got another one of our inserts. Next up, we've got, oh, that one I did something to. Flaps, and then another big pocket. Over here, we just have a tuck, and this little icon tuck spot piece down here is also cut for you. Here's another one of your inserts. So you don't have to worry about that. All you're going to do is just trim it in half. And I actually screwed mine up, which is why there's a foam sticker on top of it. Because this side got all screwed up, and I was like, it's fine, I'll fix it another way. But this opens up. We've got a couple, some big photo spots there, and another nice sized pocket. And then we've got that cute little cut apart. The journaling cut aparts for this are so fun. And then more flaps. Again, you need a 5x7 in here, 4x6 on both of those. This one flips down and then up, and again, 5x7s. And then we've got another little waterfall down here, along with another pocket. And another insert. And then we've got a belly band with a pocket, and I did the little ticket to go in there with another 5x7 insert, and another big pocket on the back side. So that is the album that fits perfectly into the box with its little inserts and everything. So that one, like I said, it's a good size project. It's get a hold of my lid there. So that one is available in the shop. There is a cutting guide only option on this one that does come with the SVG files for the box, the inserts, and that the shaker frame, and then the little icon stopper for the tuck spot. So if you want to make this just a non-Christmas one and you have other Disney paper, you can still do that. So there is that. That is brand new in the shop today. And we are going to play with the card and layout spacers that I released last week. But before we get into those, the other new silly little tool, and this was more so if you know who Lauren and Michelle with 3 Craft Chicks are, I have known them for years. They are 2 of my favorite people in the world. Lauren is so incredibly talented. She is a master at like the 6x8 albums. Well, thank you, Froggy. And but she likes to, when she does her album. So this is one of her projects that I had followed along and done. Let me find where she did it. She likes to, on these little pocket pages, use decorative paper to cover up the holes, which is fine. It isn't overly difficult to like put your paper on there and flip it over and line up and punch your holes, and then put it on the other side, flip it over and line up and punch your holes. But it bothered me. Okay. So what I did is there is a full page and then there is a page tab. Okay. So what this does, this is the exact height of the page in the Doodlebug 6x8 albums. This will line up exactly over the holes. So you can go ahead, put your paper on both sides, and then punch your holes. If you're doing inserts that are not, that you're making your own inserts, like you're doing it out of cardstock or you're doing it out of acetate or something like that, again, you've got your guide. So you're not having to try to line up one of the incredibly slippery pages that is in one of these books and try to punch your holes. Okay. It may be silly. The set's like $7, I think. But if you do a lot of these types of albums, it's a good thing to have. So there, the page tab one is the same height as this little tab thing on the plastic pages themselves. So if you're doing something, you're just trying to cover up that portion of it, again, this will line up exactly and help you to punch your holes exactly where you want them and not have to guess that you did it right or wrong or whatever. And yeah, so that's out there now. So the other thing is the card and layout spacers. Let me grab, I'll be able to see it better if I put it on this. Okay, so there are 5 spacers. There are 2 of each. 2 of each size. So you have 2. Mine are absolutely not in order because I just grabbed them out of the cup that they live in. You have 2 that are 3/4 of an inch. There we go. That's slightly better. That's the hard part. I love the clear stuff, but like you can't always see it the best on camera. Okay, so 3/4 of an inch. We have 2 of them that are 5/8 of an inch. These are all marked, so when you go to grab it, you know which size you're grabbing. Okay, you're not having to check it against your ruler and go, oh, is this 1/4 inch or is this 3/8 or 1/2 inch or whatever it is. It is literally etched into the spacer, okay? So we have 1/2 inch, we have 3/8 right there, and we have 1/4 inch. Now, you may be going, well, why isn't there 1/8 of an inch? Because you can take this little spacer and turn him on his end, and that's 1/8 of an inch. If I try to cut them separately that are 1/8 of an inch, they tend to warp. The smallest I can go without and them stay where you can actually use them is 1/4 of an inch. These are 7 inches long, and they work for your cards, your layouts, all of that kind of thing. And in the case of that holiday chronicle where it is a 10.5 inch album and you want an inch and you don't have an inch and an inch top and bottom when you're wrapping your cardstock, hey Rosie, you can use this little 3/4 of an inch to help line up your cardstock to wrap the chipboard for that holiday chronicle album. But primarily it's going to be like a card and layout thing. But so I figured I would show you how to use them. So we're going to do a very simple 1-page layout with leftovers from the Say Cheese Classic Mouse album kit. So I had a couple of full sheets left. I know I have like 2 or 3 sheets of the Color Vibe left that were completely whole. I had this one, and then I had another one that I actually cut up for the mats for this layout. So I've got this cute little piece here, and I did go ahead and just with the craft knife fussy cut along the 2 edges of the little Polaroid down here in the bottom right corner of this page because it is going to be a single page layout. So I've got this other 12 by 12 scrap that this is, I think, no, is this cut aparts on the back? It's not. And this is what, 6 1/8. It's fine. I'm using it as is. But I want to get this 3/4 of an inch from the side. So all I am doing, I am building my layout in my scoreboard just to help keep my spacer where I want it. So I want it over here on the edge. I'm going to take and get adhesive on the back of this. And yes, I'm using a tape gun. I always use them on layouts. And I'm going to line it up there, up against my spacer. And then it's nice and straight. It's an exact measurement from the side, which on layouts doesn't always matter. But sometimes when you're doing like grid layouts, you need that even spacing. Okay. So I have my little pieces and parts in here. Here are all my leftover embellishments from the kit. Okay. So for the photo mats, we are going to start with 4 pieces of the pattern paper that are 4 1/4 by 4 3/4. Okay. What we're going to do is we are going to make these into kind of Polaroid-ish like we've got there. Okay. So I've got all 4 of these. I have 4 pieces of white cardstock, which is the only thing from this that's not in that other kit, that are, and I'm sorry for the measurements, 4 3/8 by 3 7/8. That was what looked good. I apologize. I always cringe when I have to give you guys like measurements that are weird on 2 sides because, you know, it's, yeah, there are days I can't read a ruler, and I do this all the time, right? Okay. So what I'm going to do here, because I believe these are 1/4 of an inch on each side. I can't remember if that's how I did it or not. No, not quite. Okay, so 1/8 of an inch. So I'm going to stand those up. Not even quite 1/8 of an inch. I'm like right in between being 1/4 of an inch and 1/8 of an inch. So, so I'm going to end up eyeballing these, which is fine. It's, you know, it's a photo mat. It'll be fine. Okay. So I am going to, and this where it's that polka dot paper, it actually kind of helps because I can line it up fairly easily. Which is part of the reason why when I'm doing a layout, I use the tape gun, because I can very easily pop this back up and fix it if I need to. So same thing with cards. Some cards, I don't know. I tend to make complicated cards, so that's a whole different ball game. Okay. So we've got those. And then we have 4 pieces that are 3.5 by 3.5. So these are going to be the actual photo mats. And the reason for that sizing is then it gives us that Polaroid look. Okay. So these, I can, on the side here, use my 3/8 to get this piece of it straight. So this will be more obvious if it's crooked, right? And I think I want the 3/8 on the top too, if I remember right. Yes. Okay, so I've got my 3/8 spacers. I am going to do it with the polka dot side of the Color Vibe facing up. And if you followed me for a while, you're probably like, wow, she's doing a layout. I know, right? And there we go. So I'm just going to repeat that with my other ones. And two, because they're clear, you can at least see through them. Like if you're trying to line up next to a specific element on a piece of pattern paper or something, because I do that a lot. You know, it just makes it easier. Okay. And our 4th one. So yeah, so if you had seen the spacers and you weren't quite sure how to use them, this is how you use them. Okay. So I'm going to move those. I'm going to put our little layout back on the top here. So in order to get this lined up where we want it, we are going to start in this bottom corner. So this bottom photo mat is going to get tucked underneath where I have fussy cut with just the craft knife to open that up. Okay. And then we'll go like so and like so. Okay. So that's going to be the basics. I tend to like a lot of layouts, or not layouts, a lot of pictures on my layouts. I don't, you know, I don't do like the super elaborate where you have like one little picture and then 5,000 embellishments. It looks good. It's just not how my brain works. And I think when I first started to paper craft, that was what I had a really hard time with, because that was the types of layouts that you would see. And I would sit down and I would try to do a layout and I couldn't make my brain wrap around it. It just didn't work for me, which is how I ended up making cards. I made tons of cards for years. And then I started doing Cricut things and I started doing like 3D projects with like SVG cuts files, which is all fine, but it was not ultimately like, it wasn't, had I just stuck with that, I don't know that I would still be doing this. And then I discovered mini albums and here we are. Okay, so now I'm going to take my little 1/2 inch, and because I can see through it, I can see if I am next to the little scallops that are printed on this paper or if I'm on top of them. There, I am not on top of them, so I'm just going to hold that still. I'm going to slide this in and up against that spacer. And drop it down. There's my first one. Okay. So now I'm going to kind of sit this down and see how far apart I want them. I think I want this one 1/2 inch over. And then for the bottom, it doesn't really matter, but I want to put this all the way to the side here and butt it up against the bottom of this mat. This one is against the side of this mat. So now I can hold those in place and I can get this one lined up exactly next to the other one. Because I do like the grid layouts like this, because you can do so many different versions of them without them starting to feel repetitive. There we go. So now this one I can slide all the way up to the top there. Down here, we're about, how far down are we? We're about an inch and a quarter. Yeah. So let's see if this is going to work on the top or not, or if they're going to be too close in the middle. They are going to be too close in the middle. So I'm going to take my 1/2 inch. Yeah. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start on this side. I've got 1/2 inch and I've got 1/2 inch. And again, they're lined up between. It's all the way to the top, and we're all the way to the top on this side. Okay. So again, I'm going to get my adhesive on there. Just going to hold them to make sure they don't move on me. And there you go. It's so stinking easy. So easy. So then I just slide this one down and this one over. Slide that one back up. And we do the exact same thing again. And it is all straight and it is all evenly spaced. There you go. So there it is. Now you would just go ahead and decorate. So I was kind of trying to see what I would want on here as far as embellishments, because what I will probably do with this one, honestly, because it is a single page, this is something I would add pictures to, and then I would probably put this in a frame, or if you got the Doodlebug clipboards, I do have one of those as you come in. No, it's in my office. I was like, I know I've got one that I swap out every once in a while. That's what I would do with this. So like we can take and we can do our embellishing however we decide we want to. I don't like that on there, I don't think. So we've got another one of those little Polaroid ephemera pieces. I've got the cute little stamp pieces. And as far as the embellishing of this goes, I have no idea what I want. It's going to take me a good 45 minutes to figure that part out. Well, thank you, Pam. Seriously. And especially like if you're doing grid ones or you're trying to get stuff lined up exactly, like that is the way to go, man. It's just, they're all lined up, and it's not like you're looking at it and going, oh, that one's slightly off. Oh, that one ended up a little further down. That's literally the whole reason for them. Same thing with cards when you're doing your card layer. So if we had done this as a card front, you would have your card base and you would use it the exact same way to do your card base and to layer up your card front. So yeah, that was kind of, you know, my basic idea for that. I have a lot of these though. I'll end up using foam stickers on this because this will never go into a page protector. And the other thing, just as a heads up, with the Doodlebug Christmas, the Oh What Fun, which I don't have it in hand yet. I know they were, you know, swamped with She Loves Color and so on and so forth. So I have not gotten my design team package yet. But just a heads up, one of my design team projects is going to be another one of the layout books, in which case you might want to grab these. Okay. I literally, because I posted them on Thursday or Friday last week, and I'd sold all but one set by the end of the weekend. So I had to cut a bunch more of these this week, which is a good problem to have. That's awesome. But they are restocked. They are available. But yeah, it might be something that you would maybe want to have on hand if you're going to maybe be wanting to do the Doodlebug layout book when that one comes out. Just a heads up. But yeah, so I'm working on, like I said, a couple more Christmas books. For some reason, I've got like a ton of Christmas projects because I just got carried away ordering paper because it all starts popping up in retailer catalogs in like July and June. And I'm like, oh my God, I love this. Oh, I love this. So I have Christmas in the City kit coming. That's going to be a smaller one. Hey, Tiff. I have Christmas junk from Photo Play. So again, this is going to be the only chance you're going to have to get a photo play kit. And then I'm going to have 2 different Doodlebug ones as well. So, is that going to be a kit? Which one, Christy? This one? This is just leftovers from the album and keepsake box kit that we were just playing with the spacers to help you with get your layouts all nice and even. Yes, there's going to be 2 Doodlebug kits. There's going to be 1 folio with the 6x8 pad, so a smaller, super easy, like very giftable kit. You know, something you could whip up really quickly as a gift. And then I'm going to do another big 12x12 layout album with the Doodlebug as soon as I get my little hands on it. I have my order in. I don't have it yet. Nobody has it yet. So yeah, so there is that. But the Christmas in the City, like I said, I was working on it today, discovered I never ordered my ribbon for it. So I have to figure out how I'm going to keep doing this kit. But this is your little shaker for your cover. So that much is recorded. The construction of the base is recorded. I got to page 2 and went, where's my ribbon? I never ordered my ribbon. So there may not be ribbon. I may have to make a change to this, and that's probably what's going to happen. So, yeah, that's about all I've got for you today. If anybody has any questions. Yes, Tiff, they're available. They're in stock. They're marked so you can see which size you're using. And if you do the 6x8 albums, if you haven't seen those, these, well, except that's upside down. These are sized for the Doodlebug 6x8 albums. If you like to cover those little, you know, tab pieces. Yeah. This was more a convenience thing for me and several of my friends that do the paloozas with 3 craft chicks all the time. And Lauren likes to do that. But they actually work for the Simple Stories ones too. So there you go. Yeah, Christmas in the City. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. It's not going to be super huge. It is an 8x8. And like I said, I got to right here and went, I don't have ribbon. That was not smart. So yeah, so that of course will sit on there like so. And then there's a little snow globe base that will tuck up underneath it that will be cut for you, and the acetate's cut. And yeah, so that one's coming. It's coming. Maybe next week. By next weekend for sure. By next weekend for sure. So, so yeah, thank you guys for hanging out for happy hour tonight. I am going to, thank you, Lori. I am going to figure out my ribbon problem here. And yeah. Yeah, that's going to be my Saturday night. So I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Oh, I have a fall album coming too. That's the other one. It's Cartabella. What is the name of it? Family, I think. It's really pretty. It was one, like, I'd seen it in the well, like, personal ribbon problem. I've got ribbon coming out my ears. I didn't order ribbon for 2 albums, and I thought I did. And I went on my May Arts account, and there it was sitting in the cart, and I went, oh yeah, I never hit order. So yeah, we're gonna reassess that. Yeah, so the other fall album that I have coming is it's called Family. I say fall. It's fall-ish, but not like completely fall. It would be a really good one for like Thanksgiving memories, that kind of thing. And that one I'm probably working on after Christmas in the City. So that one, I know what I'm making. I just have to, sit down and actually make the project and record it. So that's always fun. But yeah, so that one's coming too. All right. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend and enjoy the time change tomorrow. Because it all falls back tonight, unless you're in Arizona and you're lucky like that. And I'll see you guys again soon.